Okay, so let's say that you're in your late 40s, mid 50s, even early 60s, like I was. You're getting divorced. You decided that who you're with isn't good for either one of you. And there's no problem on your end with agreeing to the same thing. That means that probably you don't hate marriage. You just don't want to be spending the rest of your life with somebody who I'm guessing probably doesn't love you. That's okay. You probably had a few good years. Maybe you had a bunch. I had 20. Yeah, well, I had 8 out of 20. Let's put it accurately. I highly recommend you don't join the dating site. You don't marry any of the professional young ladies that you caused your divorce. Your wife caused your divorce, but professional young ladies facilitated it. Okay? Don't marry them. They just don't even think about it. Now, I didn't say stop dating them. I fully think that you probably should continue dating them because they were serving a purpose. And that purpose probably made you a little happier than you were without them. And life's about happiness. But I highly recommend you go to Facebook. Don't go to Instagram. Don't go to TikTok. Don't go to X, formerly known as Twitter. I guess I keep saying that. Go to Facebook, and I'll tell you why. If you go on Facebook and you put yourself out there as you, in other words, you take 6 months to a year of daily posts, just being honest, so that the women out there can see the guy you really are, interacting with your friends, interacting with your dates, interacting with your children, interacting with your mom and dad, maybe even interacting with your ex-wife. Make sure everybody you interact with knows that you're filming this. Okay? Now you've got credentials. You've got street cred on Facebook. Okay? And now I'm telling you, unless you're butt ugly, horrible, scary, or you're really rude and a total ass, you're going to have people approach you on Facebook and want to be your friend. The people that, girls, women, girls and women and girls. Okay? Now, if any of them, like the blonde, brunette, or redhead, 22 to 35-year-old, down the street, next door at the local bar, ignore them. It ain't gonna be a good thing. Unless you're really, really rich. But let's say you got some money, you're doing okay. You aren't horribly broke, you aren't an ass. Okay? In this case, let them be friends. Nothing wrong with having friends. Okay? And pick you out that you can go onto their Facebook and see 6 months to a year of their real daily lives. In other words, make them have as much of a reality presence on Facebook as you do. If they don't, and they seem to have a real, honest, good reason why they're 20 years old, 18 years old, 25 years old, and they just signed up for Facebook, which is very unlikely. But if they do, tell them to start posting, showing where they live, as far as the city they live in, the friends they hang out with, the places they go to. Tell them you want to see who they really are. If they can't do that for you, then they're not worth the time. They aren't giving you a fair indication of who they are. Now, I highly recommend you do 2 things. Ask them to take a screenshot of you right now, picture of you that you've got with FaceTime or something, and take a picture of themselves holding the camera in a mirror showing you and them. Or if they say they're from Dallas, have them go to a popular street intersection and take a picture of them underneath the street sign. Just say, take a picture of yourself, selfie of yourself with the street sign showing, or at the airport, or at one of the sporting venues. Don't have to be at the game, just be at a place that is well known and will verify that it's them in that city. Okay? Now you've got real credibility on both ends. Okay. I highly recommend you find somebody in a country where the minimum wage is $2 an hour or less. A couple reasons. First off, if you're going to be involved with somebody, it's going to require you, as an older gentleman, okay, to be financially helpful to a young lady that's half your age or less, and her family. She's on there to find a better life. She's not on there to find the hottest guy in the world, okay? If she is, she's probably got plenty of hot guys at home, okay? So she's just in scamming for money. But if she's legit, she's looking to find somebody better than she can get if she goes to the local bar and hooks up with a neighbor or a friend or the son of a friend or neighbor. So let her understand that, like with me, I found the girl that I wanted to have a romantic relationship online after my divorce, because before my divorce I could tell all the girls I'm married. Wasn't a problem, no question about it. But after I was divorced, all of a sudden some of these girls that I was sugar babies and mistresses came at me with a desire to be to get the next wedding ring, eat wedding cake. And 2 of them I really would have loved to marry because they didn't have extreme drug and mental disorders. And I really didn't want that. It's one thing if you're 50 years old and you're dealing with somebody who's got, is a real pothead or a pillhead. It's another thing when you're 60 and she's talking about eating wedding cake with you, and you're going to be 70 and 80, and she's going to be 30 with pills and weed and drugs. It's not going to be a enjoyable golden years, and it's not going to last long one way or the other. So anyways, find somebody out there that's not screwed up, okay? Find somebody out there that you can look at and you can see the way she treats her family, her parents. My fiance's thing was she helped her sister raise what's going to be my niece and nephew, and now a new nephew in the world. We've been working this thing out for 8 years. You know something? I never lied to her, because in the first place I told her, look, You're exactly what I wanted when I was your age. You're 3,000 miles away from me. You're single now. You were engaged. You're starting college. I want you, because of the time in my life that I am, I want you to have a better life than you could have without me. So I want to pay for your university until you meet the right guy. I want to pay for your university, which was $100 a month. It was $80 a month. I gave her some extra money to get to school and back because she has to travel twice a week to her university. And that's how it all started. I said, you don't have to send me nudes. I've got naked girls here. You don't have to tell me you love me. I've got girls here that are taking care of the need. I just want to be allowed to be in love with your photos and be in love with your beauty. And once a month, because I'm doing something nice for you, helping you with your education, which I'm sure you'd figure out a way for your family and you to afford it. But I want to be able to help you, and in exchange for that, I want to be able to have your beauty fill part of my heart so I don't marry the wrong girls while I'm figuring out what, because I was 64 at the time, what my next 20 to 30 years, what's right for me. So, no, you don't have to tell me you love me, because I know you don't. You barely know me. I don't want you to send me naked pictures, because I've got naked girls that I'm going to see while we're doing this, making this transaction. And once a month, if you wouldn't mind, tell me how school's going. Tell me that my little bit of money, $100 a month, that ain't bad. $25 a week. You kidding me? It's a bargain. Is being well spent and is appreciated. And like I said, once a month is all I asked for. I got every day from that day forward. Well, it shows she appreciated my help. 2 years in, she asked me whether I would actually marry her. And then she told me she wanted 3 children. So 2 years in, I'm 66. I've been divorced for 2 years. And I said, are you in love with me? And she says, well, no, we've never met in person. But she says, I've really come to enjoy talking to you every day. She says, I've really come to share information about your life with me. And she says, I think that that's a very good place to start a relationship, don't you? And I said, you're kind of... I was dating prostitutes. Hookers. Cute girls, and except for the drugs, not a whole lot. But this girl was so logical, was so sensible, was so real. And that's what you get from a third world country, is you get people that are really thinking with the brain, not with their heart, and not with their genitalia. Okay? And I said, yes, I definitely would like to pursue a real relationship with you. Let's see what we can make of it. And every once in a while, I'd say, are you doing okay? Have you found anybody else? I'm not threatened by that, but, I'm just being honest. And she said, I've been so busy with school. And she says, you're plenty enough for me. And one day I said, you really we need to take some time apart. And she said, have you found somebody else? I said, no. And a matter of fact, since we started this whole thing 4 years ago, I haven't even seen anybody else. I haven't even paid anybody else anything. And by this time I was giving her, I think I was giving her $250 a month instead of $100 a month. And she used it so well. She got such joy out of it. She went to the beauty parlor every week. She bought a new laptop for herself. She spent it on important stuff. She spent it on stuff that really made her feel good. I gave her money to get braces because she had a crooked tooth. She never smiled in the photos. It took me 2 years to find that out. It just was very, very nice to have somebody like that. And was I in love with her at that juncture? Yeah, I was. But was I expecting anything from it? No, I wasn't. And when you're 67, 68 years old, you're not going to get your heart broken. You can get played. But I had asked her to play me, basically. So, I wasn't expecting any less and any more. So I told her, I said, why don't you take some time? Let's not communicate for a couple of weeks and then come back and see, what's the deal. And she was quiet, but she stopped communicating for about, I think, 3 hours. And I got a text back that, no, that wasn't going to work. And I thought maybe she was just going to break it off there. And I said, what do you mean? And she says, I really, really love talking to you every day. I love you being in my life. I love the way you make me feel. I love the fact you make me laugh. And I said, can I ask you a question? She said, yes. I said, have you fallen in love with me? And he says, yes, but don't tell anybody. And I thought that was hilarious. I mean, her mom and dad at this juncture finally knew who I was. Her sister knew who I was. A couple of cousins knew who I was. Okay, so, it wasn't, and he's 45 years older than me. We went through that stage, and she passed with flying colors. She didn't hesitate to tell her parents when I thought, of course, she couldn't. And they took it very well. They liked the way I treated her. They liked the way that she responded to her and my relationship. And they liked the way that their daughter was happier than she'd ever been before. So I said, I understand you're not wanting to plaster my picture all over your Facebook page. I said, if I was young and hot and you were in love with me, would you plaster my picture all over? She says, oh, hell yeah. You'd be everywhere. And I said, that's what I needed was honesty. And I'm perfectly happy to look in the mirror and understand that you get a lot of grief. And it would probably be better if I'm by your side when you get that grief to help defend you. And she said that's what she wanted to hear from me. And I said, is it going to be okay? I said, I've been showing people here your picture for 4 years now, but explaining the situation. Is it okay if I show them your picture and tell them that, we're engaged? And can I buy you a ring? And she says, oh, definitely. And she was very happy about that. And ever since then, it's been a really nice relationship. But I'll tell you what, even if it hadn't turned into a relationship, she had lots of friends, she had lots of aunts that were between my age and her age. And the way I treated her, everybody noticed and everybody was impressed. And I'm sure that if you did the same for a young lady from the Caribbean, from Africa. I get some friends from Africa. They have sisters that would give anything for the opportunity to be in a relationship. And the one thing I sort of want to mention is if you're retirement age, you need to make sure they understand that you're not intending to bring them here, that you're intending to come there and be part of their world. Because you're retired, you have the time, you can support them both emotionally, with your maturity, making decisions, and give them a better life in their home country.
If somebody just wants a green card and you want to do that, that's fine. I hear that they're paying $30,000 for somebody to get a green card, so more power to you if you need the money. But anyways, I'm going to go to her country and live there for the rest of my life. We built a 2-bedroom condo on the roof of her parents' house with an entire septic system, and it's going to come in under $30,000. That's about what I pay here in California for a year's rent. And since I'm 72, if I last more than a year, it's a break even. Anything over that's profit. And I don't have any inheritance. I don't have any money except for my Social Security. So, you know, people say, oh, well, they'll kill you for your money. No, there's no money if I die. So there's incentive to keep me alive. So just a thought. I'll talk about this more on occasion. Have a great one. Bye-bye.